What's up, everybody? Stacking Surfer here, your favorite YouTube stacker, back with another awesome video. And today I'm coming to you from the Santa Monica Pier. And it's a little blinding out here. I forgot my glasses, so I'm walking backwards here. Hopefully the sun won't blind you guys. Try to block up my head. But today I want to talk to you guys about the Bitcoin ETF, all right? How is that affecting the price of gold and silver? So let's get into it. Hit it. Stacking Surfer. The life topic, I'm your best friend. Balances in your bank and stack. All right, you guys are still here. That's good news. So hopefully this isn't too blinding having the sun behind me. Anyway, yesterday we had the Bitcoin ETF, many of them get approved by the SEC, and today was the first day you could trade them. A lot of money flew in. I don't exactly know how much money went in. Doesn't really matter to me at the moment. But what I do know is there was a lot of people looking for that. They're calling this one of the biggest things to happen to money ever. And the reality is it kind of is, except that it's not money, okay? I will argue with anybody that crypto is not money. Cryptocurrencies are tokens and Bitcoin is a coin, but it is not real money. There's no physical, tangible anything you can have. And I don't see it as a store of value. I think a lot of people do, and they would argue with me on that. I really see it as the biggest tulip craze that's ever happened. And if you're going to participate in it, I think you're participating in a great tulip craze. Now, the only thing I really see beneficial with it outside of gold and silver is that it is a little easier to transport it and you can do transactions very quickly. Outside of that, I wouldn't really store my money in it. But I do have some. As a disclaimer, I'll tell you I do have some cryptocurrency. So my suggestion to you guys is do your homework. Don't FOMO, don't jump into this stuff just because it's out there now. But realize that you could play it, you could make some money off of it, and maybe it'll go up into a massive, huge, high value. But my rule of thumb is don't put money in there that you can't lose, okay? So in other words, put money in there that would be okay if it disappeared on you. And if you do that, you'll probably be okay. And then as profits come out, I would definitely take the profits and I would turn around and buy gold and silver with it. That's my plan. So I have a strategy around that. And, for me, it really comes down to hedging my bets. I'm a hedge stacker, so I like to try a few different things. I know a lot of you will say, oh my gosh, I can't believe Surfer did a video on this. So this one might be a little heavily edited. So a lot of you are going to say, oh my gosh, I can't believe Surfer's doing a video on this because you guys just don't believe in it. Others of you that are watching are going to say, oh my gosh, Surfer, are you serious? It is a store of money. It's just like gold and silver, but it's the new stuff. It's the new gold and silver. It's what everybody should have. I don't know, guys. There's something in my gut that tells me not to buy very much of this. I can play around with it a little bit, but something tells me not to put very much money in there. So for me, I'm playing around with a few of the tokens that I can risk my money on. That if it falls or it goes down to zero, I'm not gonna cry over it. I might be disappointed, but I'm not gonna cry over it. So. That's kind of my take on it. It's like going to Las Vegas, taking a handful of cash with you and going and playing roulette. It's a little bit more stable than going to playing roulette, but I really don't think it's all that different. And some of you would argue with me on that, and I'm sure you will in the comments. But here's the deal. There's a reason I chose to do a channel on gold and silver stacking, not on cryptocurrencies. Boy, I could make a lot more money, get a much bigger channel much faster if I went on cryptocurrencies, because that's the hot thing. Well, I do think there's going to be a day where cryptocurrencies are not cool and people don't really want them very much. And that day is going to be when they stabilize or they lose massive value. And at the end of the day, gold and silver is still going to be there and people are going to still come back to it. So, all right, so many of you are going to say, crypto, Surfer, I don't want anything to do with crypto. Don't ask me. Don't talk to me about crypto. It's stupid. It's all fake. It's unicorn fart dust, as Ron from Ron's Basement likes to say. And he's not wrong, guys. Technically, it's software, and it is something that is only worth what the next guy is willing to pay. So technically, it is the ultimate tulip craze, okay? Now, with that said, you can make a lot of money on tulips, all right? You can make a lot of money from this stuff. And if you do choose to play in it, only use money that you are willing to lose, okay? So I do have cryptos, but it is money that if I lost, I'd be okay with it, okay? So I definitely don't go crazy on it. I don't recommend that for anybody. If you think you're going to get rich by doing it and you feel like you're in Vegas when you're buying cryptocurrencies, check yourself. That is something you need to be very careful about. The other thing I like to remind people about with crypto is that there are risks with it, okay? It hasn't been around for 6,000 years like gold and silver. It is not tangible. It's in the ether, right? It doesn't really exist. It's a computer program running on a lot of different computers. And this, yes, there is a ledger, there is a blockchain that keeps track of all the transactions, and it's very hard to screw that up. You'd have to get a hold of every computer, or at least I think it's more than half of them to mess up that code, which would be really hard to do in today's technology. So, there are risks though. There are risks of having too much of it being owned by very few people, which I see happening with all these ETFs. And there's risks with having to have electricity and a whole bunch of others. I just don't want to get into all of it. And I'm not here to bash Bitcoin. What I'm here to do is give you some cautions around it. So if you're thinking about jumping into the FOMO train with this one, maybe you're going to put some of your 401k into it. Maybe you're going to put some of your IRAs into it, your IRAs. Or maybe you're just thinking about buying some Bitcoin. I just caution you guys on making sure you know what you're doing and do your own research to determine if it's a good thing for you. But what I do want to say is if you are doing it and this does take off and it starts to make a lot of money and it goes up, remember it comes down. What goes up comes down. Okay, this is highly volatile speculative investments, okay? This is not a store of wealth. I know a lot of people will say it is. I guess technically it is because there's value in there and someone else is willing to pay you for it. I don't believe it's a store of wealth. I would not store my wealth here. For me, I guess what I'm doing with Bitcoin is in case I'm wrong on a few things and it happens to do really well, I'm going to take some profits, and as the profits start going up, I'm going to take a percentage of that. So I've got my formula. Every time it hits a certain percentage increase, I'm going to take a percentage out, and I will go buy gold and silver with it. And I'll get to the point where I've taken all my money out, and whatever I have left over that is profits there, I can ride that, or I can take a little bit more profit. And I'm now playing with the house's money, so to speak. So I got everything back. That's kind of what I'd recommend. But I know this will be a little bit of a controversial video. Some of you guys are going to say, Surfer, oh my gosh, don't do it. Don't do crypto. It's money I can lose, guys. So if I don't do it here, maybe I would waste it somewhere else. Be careful with it. But how is it going to affect gold and silver? That's what I really want to talk about with you guys. So let's go over here and get into the sun a little bit. So here's how I think it's going to affect gold and silver. Right now, I would expect gold and silver to be higher based on everything that's happened with inflation. I'm a little blind, sorry guys. But the issue is there's now crypto, there's now Bitcoin. And a lot of that money that would normally be into gold and silver has gone that way. So yes, I do think we're going to see a move up this year. I think we will see better prices this year. But I think part of the issue we're going to run into is as long as crypto's going strong, or if it goes into a bull market, I think we're going to run into a situation, here's the end of the pier, guys. I think we're going to run into a situation where some of that money that could be going into gold and silver is going to be siphoned off into crypto. Now, if we get into a SHTF situation that has to do with electricity, or we have some cryptos getting hacked, or more exchanges getting hacked, then I think you could see a lot of money flow back into gold and silver. But for that reason, I definitely would I would continue to dollar cost average. We don't know how things are going to unfold here. We don't know how fast they're going to unfold. But I think this year is going to be a crazy year for you guys and for me and my family. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to secure our future with securing my wealth with gold, and also having a little bit of a speculative play, but having money that I can use for transactions, real money, which is silver. So hopefully that helps you guys a little bit. Good. So I just wanted to give you guys that little bit of tip. People were saying, hey, Surfer, you don't have any videos out. We need some more videos. Work's been crazy, so I haven't really had a lot of time. I'm in the process of making additional videos right now and editing them. And I'll try to get as much as I can out to you guys, but this is a little bit timely and I wanted to share it with you. And if you haven't done so already, I've got two great videos for you to go watch. This one's on gold investing 101 and on silver investing 101. So go check those videos out. Until next time, peace out.